Hello, and welcome to Beyond the Court, the podcast where we talk about basketball the right way. I'm Armaan, and if you love the game, not just the highlights, but the work, the thinking, and the culture around basketball, you're in the right place. Basketball is everywhere, but most conversations usually stop at the box score. This podcast exists because there's so much more to the game than just the box score. How players grow, how confidence is built, how pressure shows up, and what people experience behind the scenes. In this podcast, we'll talk about themes like player development, which would include mindset changes and not just skill, team culture and leadership, decision making under pressure, the mental side of basketball, and real stories from real people who lived the game. Some episodes will be conversations. Others will be solo episodes just like this one where I reflect on experiences and lessons from the game. There's going to be no hot takes for attention, just honest basketball conversations. So, why did I want to start this podcast? I wanted to start this podcast because my journey with basketball has never been traditional. I moved to Singapore a few years ago, and that's when my interest in basketball really began. Before that, I was an avid tennis player and swimmer. Basketball just wasn't something I grew up doing seriously. I started from scratch. I learned through YouTube videos, from advice from friends, and a lot of time that I spent alone myself on public courts around Singapore, just trying to improve enough to make my school's JV team. That process, it taught me a lot about discipline and humility, long before it actually taught me how to score the ball. So over the last 2 seasons, I've played for the JV team at Singapore American School, competing in inter-school tournaments in Singapore and Kuala Lumpur. Alongside school basketball, I train in a club team called Off the Dribble and compete in their U16 and U18 Division 1 teams as well. Being in those sort of environments really made something super clear to me. Basketball is just as mental as it is physical. Confidence shifts really quickly, pressure shows up in unexpected ways, and growth is never obvious. Those experiences have shaped how I see the game and also how I see myself. This year, I made varsity basketball in my junior year at SAS. And while that is a big milestone for me, what mattered more is what it represented. It represented me starting late. It represented me being behind. It represented me staying consistent even when progress fails to catch up. Basketball taught me that development doesn't always follow a straight line, and that mindset and your environment matter just as much as your talent does. So, this podcast is built for players who want to start to play basketball. It's also built for players who want to get better mentally and physically, for coaches who care about leadership and culture, and for parents who want to get a better grasp on what their kids experience through high school sports. If you love basketball, then you want to hear about these stories. Because basketball has given me so much, I've started thinking a lot about how I can give back. Whether it's through fitness, through mentorship, or conversation, I want to contribute meaningfully to the basketball community. Seeing programs like Special Olympics Singapore and youth development groups like OTD showed me how powerful basketball can be when it's inclusive and it's intentional. This space allows for open and honest conversations, and in my own way, I want to pay it forward by sharing real stories of real people who have love for the sport. So, please show some love for Beyond the Court. This podcast is about the journey, the growth, the pressure, and the lessons that don't always show up on the scoreboard. So, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.